Emini Playbook 7-minute daily recap, October 10th, 2025. We are looking at the mood of today. Very interesting day. So it is where we start with the 7 market moods. What was the mood of today? We can check this with our daily charts, starting in with the October date. We see from yesterday a lot of activity towards the upside. Even yesterday, we saw beginning initial trickles of the possibility to break the upward trend that has been in place since the end of April. No way to determine for sure, but there is a heavy reliance on daily tools. So, theme of today, PAIN. Lots of pain for lots of bullish traders. Going into today, very interesting, but it gives another indication of why the news trade is such a dangerous trade. And today's news was unexpected news. So looking at this daily chart, we see this upward trend occurring and we see this big, huge candle to the downside, 250 points on the E-mini S&P for October the 10th. Looks kind of bad until we look in the daily tools that we were relying on today. And yes, this did happen as a result of the announcement that was made around 11 o'clock. Out of nowhere, announcement came through the social media that there would be an issue with the trade with China. So as a result, breaking news occurred and we saw a drastic race towards the bottom. So looking at the daily tools, what did it do for us today? In the morning session, we saw the market was very muted going into the open around 9:30. We have a move upward that fizzled out basically. So going off the strength of yesterday's activity, as you can go back and look at yesterday's video, we see that there was downward possibilities. So we were very confident taking short trades this morning, which we were able to. However, the challenge, and this is a definite tip for emotional traders, the challenge came when the announcement occurred around here, 11 o'clock. So the market goes into this mad dash. I actually was in a short trade and was wondering why it got hit so quick until I turned on the news and saw what was happening. So 2 options in that particular case: either stay out or there's a possibility of going with the trend in anticipation of a further move down. If you have significant profits early, you can take the latter option, which we did this morning. So we were actually around here, 67.27. We had another short. However, there was a great amount of pain with that trade because as soon as we got in, the market went right back to the upside. So how do we play that on an intraday basis? Either the market is going to rebound from the news or it's going to continue to follow through. If we take the second option, looking at the possibility of the market being overextended from this long upward trend that it has been in and the possibility of a downward move, we can count this announcement as a catalyst for a downward move. We don't know when we're in this particular point of the market. We don't know. So as we were sitting through all of this pain, as the market goes against us 20 points and we were loaded, when I say loaded, loaded. So it was a lot of pain watching this go back and forth. However, statistically, we have our crash barrier being set at a very high level, which protected us during this time and enabled us to stay in until another downward move happened. So this is a significant occurrence, not recommended to go with the trade for the news because there was a possibility that this trade could have went either way. We were actually prepared for a loss as we were seeing this market go against us. And that's the risk when there is news involved. The normal tools that we would use are not as reliable because there's a high level of unpredictability in the market based on what has happened with the news, and there's a lot of fear. So the tools keep us in that place where we're not getting caught up in the fear, protecting us, giving us a significant level of stop loss, keeping us into a logical state of mind. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose, and we're prepared for either scenario. With the early market profits that we had, we were able to have a confidence if the trade did lose after that news event. So those are the particulars of today's activity, and it is a matter of overcoming the fear that's involved in the market. There is fear and greed when a move this magnitude happens. The greed is for individuals looking to jump in and take advantage of it, and then the fear is also there for those that are on the sidelines, not wanting to get in or not knowing where to get in. Having significant tools give us a ability, a system, a strategy to be able to have confidence, setting proper stop losses. Having a proper risk reward ratio gives us all the confidence that we need to go with the markets. This was a market where it was moving fast and there were a lot of pain points, and the tools were the confidence builders. So again, a lot of interesting activity going into next week. There is a significant challenge to this downward trend as we speak. This candle is huge and significant in terms of whether or not this upward momentum has actually been broken. And if it is broken, then we go into our next phase, which is a trend pause or a trend reversal. So we will look to Monday to see what the market will give, to see what the mood is. But with this significant downward activity, it does make for an interesting scenario going into Monday. Hope everyone was safe, traded profitably, and have a wonderful weekend.